Good morning, friends. Today, that is Thursday, June 3rd, 2021, and we are again in the class of Master in Business Administration, second semester students, Department of Business Administration, Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Language University, Lucknow. And the subject is human resource management. So today we will be discussing a new topic, and this topic, as you can see on the slide, is job evaluation. Right. We are done with compensation administration yesterday, and today we will be starting with this topic. So let's get started. Now, it is very necessary to determine an equitable wage and salary structure in an organization, right? It is one of the most important duty of the employer to determine an equitable wage and salary structure in the organization, right? So that it may be able to create a good relationship in between the employer and the employee, right? In order to maintain good industrial relation, each and every employee should be receiving salaries sufficient to be meet his requirements and the requirements of his dependent, and only then he will be able to feel satisfied. If he is not able to satisfy his or the requirements of his dependent with his salary, he will never be satisfied with his salary, right? There is a direct relation, there is a direct relationship with his wages and wages of the other people performing the same nature of job in other organization, because both the persons are working on the are performing the same nature of job, and if there exists any variation in his job and in jobs of others who are performing the same job in different organization, he will feel dissatisfied, and ultimately he will decide to quit the job whenever he get a better opportunity than yours, right? So thus it is very much necessary that you should be having an equitable wage and salary structure in your organization. Now, the major objective of wage and salary administration is to uh, equitably compensate all the employees for their services in the organization, right? And this should be done on the basis of number one, the nature of job, right? Nature of job is the primary component that will be determining the wage or salary for that particular job. Number two, the present worth of that type of job. What is the present worth of that type of job, right? So the compensation for the job should be determined on the basis of worth of the job in the organization. Third is your effectiveness with which the individual performs the job, right? The effectiveness with which individual performs the job is also an important component that should be considered while evaluating the job, or while doing the job evaluation, while determining the salary or wage for that particular job. All the factors are important, but the first two factors are closely related with each other. But the third factor talks about the performance appraisal of the employee, right? Sorry, I'm having a bad throat. Now, wage payments in an organization are determined because of job on the basis of job analysis involved making of job description and job description and job specification. So job analysis forms actually the base for job evaluation. Analysis provides very relevant information for the purpose of job evaluation, right? Job evaluation, in the process of job evaluation, we survey the wage and salaries in different organization, analyze we analyze the relevant organization problems, and also the minimum wage laws, structuring the wages and establishing the rule. It is necessary to understand the minimum wage laws, so that our wage should not go beyond that. Our wage should not go below that, right? So that is the reason job evaluation surveys all the wages and salaries in the industry, analyze the relevant organizational problems and along with the minimum wage laws, and then structure the wages or salaries for the job and formulate the rules and regulation for wage and salary payment, right? So that wages may be administered properly and payments should be made to the individual in a correct manner, right? Now, comparison of a job with other job, maybe other job in the same organization or other job in the different organization. This comparison is very much necessary in order to determine an equitable wage for the similar nature of job. Because if this comparison will not take place, you will not be able to you will not be able to do justice with each job in the organization in terms of compensation, particularly. Now, the first comparison is made through job evaluation, and the next comparison is done on the basis of comparing the wage and salaries which is being paid on the same nature of job in the different organization or in the different industry. What is the wage and salary which is paid for the same nature of job, right? So first comparison is on the basis of job itself, the second comparison is on the basis of payment of wage and salary for the similar nature of job, maybe in the same industry or maybe in some other industry. So this comparison take place in these two steps, right? Now let us understand the concept of job evaluation, what job evaluation is all about, right? Job evaluation management is always feel a problem about the establishment of wage rate for each job in the organization. Establishing the wage rate for different jobs in the organization is always a problem for management, because it is a job, it is a work, it is a task which involves a great amount of care to be taken. There are different methods in order to establish wage rate for a job, which range from subjective to very highly objective quantitative methods, right? There are different methods of fixing or establishing the wage rate for job, and these methods may be very subjective, or these methods can be very objective or quantitative methods, right? Both kind of methods exist in deciding the wage rate for different jobs. Now, if we talk about job evaluation may be defined as an job evaluation. Job evaluation may be defined as a form. Job evaluation is an orderly system which aims at determining the worth of various jobs in the organization. This is the basic definition of job evaluation. If we say, find job evaluation may be defined as an orderly and systematic technique which aims at determining the worth of various jobs in the organization, right? This is the basic definition of job evaluation. It is a system by which we determine the base compensation for the job. It is an official system. Job evaluation is a formal system. It's an official system on the basis of which we determine what should be the base compensation for that particular job, right? Now, certain definitions of job evaluation. Let us see the standardized definitions of job evaluation. According to International Labor Office, ILO, according to International Labor Organization, ILO, job evaluation may be defined as an attempt to determine and compare the demand which the normal performance of particular jobs makes on normal workers, right? Without taking into account of the individual abilities or performance of the workers concerned, right? This definition was given by International Labor Organization. Next, according to the British Institute of Management, Job evaluation is the process of analysis and assessment of jobs to ascertain the reliably their relative worth for using assessment as a base for balanced wage structure, right? So these are the two definitions which are given by two different organizations in connection to the job evaluation. You need to learn them, right? And quote whenever it is asked. Now, nature and significance of job evaluation, right? Let us understand the nature and significance of job evaluation. Bureau of Labor Statistics USA has described job evaluation as job evaluation is the evaluation or rating of jobs to determine their position in a job hierarchy. The evaluation may be achieved through the assignment of points or the use of some other systematic rating method for essential job requirements such as skills, experience, and responsibility. Right. So this is the definition given by them. Here, job evaluation is widely used in establishing the wage rates and eliminating the wage inequity in the organization. Job evaluation aims at establishing an equitable wage system within an organization. It is an attempt to job evaluation is applied only to the jobs and not on the quality of individuals on the job. Job evaluation is a process that is meant to be applied on jobs and not on the job holder. Mind it. We are assessing the worth of job. We are not assessing the worth of job holder in case of job evaluation. Moving further, the main objective of job evaluation in any organization is to ascertain the relative worth of each job in an objective manner, so that suitable wage may be fixed for that particular job in the organization, or for and suitable wage may be fixed for all other jobs in the organization. And job evaluation use quantitative techniques too, right, which are more sophisticated and can determine accurate wages for that particular job. Now, job evaluation is defined as the process of determining the demand in terms of effort and abilities which the normal performance of a job makes on normal workers, right? Now, the demand made by the workers on a particular job is the worth of that job, right? That's very apparent. Now, job evaluation rates the job and not the job holder, as I said earlier. It is a process in which we are evaluating the job, and for the purpose of appraising the performance of the job holder, there is another process which is known as performance appraisal, which we will be discussing after it. Right. Job evaluation consider the demands. Job evaluation takes into account the demand of jobs in terms of efforts and abilities, but it do not take into account the individual abilities and efforts, right? Meaning hereby it's considered the demands of the job in terms of efforts and abilities, but it do not take into account the individual ability and efforts. As I said, job evaluation is the evaluation of job and not the evaluation of the job holders, right? Now, job evaluation is a systematic procedure for determining the worth of a job, as we have discussed earlier also. But once the worth of job is determined, it becomes very easier for an organization to fix a particular wage for that particular job in a correct manner, right? Therefore, job evaluation is an important method for fixing the jobs for different scale and different grade of jobs, right? Now, job evaluation versus job analysis. How job evaluation and job analysis are different from each other? Are they synonymous or are they different from each other? Obviously they are different from each other, but how they are different from each other, we will find it out. Now, job evaluation is the process by which we analyze job analysis. Job evaluation is a process by which we analyze and assess the jobs in order to determine their worth using assessment as the base for balanced wage structure, so that we may be able to determine right wage for the right job or right salary for the right job. Thus, job evaluation is a step ahead than job analysis. On the other hand, job analysis is having no concern for calculating the job worth. It only collects the data about a particular job, and it analyzes the job and collect all the data pertaining to that job. It has nothing to do with fixing a salary or wage for that particular job, right? Job evaluation, on the other hand, follows job analysis. Job evaluation is based on job analysis actually, which is providing all the information about the job, and this data may be evaluated in determining the worth of the job or fixing the salary or wage for that particular job, right? Job evaluation aimed at measuring the worth of the job, and it can take the help of job description and job specification in order to determine the worth of the job, right? But when you have determined the worth of the job through description or specification, it may be converted, or you will be able to understand the job more closely, and it will become easier for you to fix remuneration or salary or wage for that particular job, right? Now, the total wage structure consists of different scales of wages or pays, which will lead to classification of wages, right? Because for different grades, you will have to formulate different scale of wages in the organization for different grade of workers, right? Therefore, the process of job evaluation starts with job analysis and ends with the classification of job according to their worth. The process of job analysis, the process of job evaluation starts with job analysis and it ends with job classification, right? Now, objectives of job evaluation. What can be the broad objectives of job evaluation? Let's understand them. What are the major objectives of job evaluation, right? The main objective of job analysis may be summarized as under as that you can see on the slide: equitability of the wage structure within the firm, right? Meaning hereby you have to maintain internal consistency in the organization and consistency of firm's overall wage structure. Consistency of firm's overall wage structure. You have to make consistency in the overall wage structure of the firm, right? So that there may not be any inadequate wages for different jobs in the organization, and employees should not be complaining that we are getting this much on this job and somebody else is getting more than that, right? Other than these two objectives, job evaluation have certain other objectives also, which may be enlisted as well in on the next slide. Now, among them, the first is establishment of sound wage foundation for incentives and bonus program, right? It is very much necessary that you should be able to establish a sound wage payment system on the basis of which you can even determine incentives and bonus for your workers in order to compensate them properly and to make them feel a part of the organization, and to make them feel better, right? The second objective may be maintenance of consistent wage policy, right? The wage policy is consistent, right? It lasts. It is nothing like that, that today you are you have based your wage policy on an equitable basis, and tomorrow you are going to do some bungling or something, some malpractices, you will be including nothing like that. It is a consistent practice. You will always try to keep your you will always be keeping your wage policy transparent, and you will be having this equitable payment system throughout throughout the organization for even for the times to come. Third is your enable management to gain control in payroll costs more accurately. Management will be able to control the payroll costs, and this cost of payroll will not go beyond the reach of the management, and management will be keeping this payroll cost within a particular boundary which is decided by it, so that it may be able to compensate the employee properly without any problem. Fourth is your provide a framework for periodic review of wages and salaries. Management keeps on reviewing the wages and salaries at our regular intervals, and on the basis of this review, the management will be revising wage and salaries accordingly. Now, fifth is classify functions, authorities, and responsibilities which is required for work simplification and duplicate operations. The management will also be conducting researches in order to understand that whether duplicacy of work is going on or not, or whether the work is being simplified or not. If the work is not simplified, it will go on simplifying that work, and if duplicacy of jobs is going on, it will be eliminated those jobs which are becoming duplicate. Right. Sixth, reduce grievances and labor turnover, and thereby increase employees morale and improve management employee relationship. Right, when you will be paying equitable wage and salaries to all the employees, when you review wage and salaries of the employees from time to time, then what will be happen, you will be able to build good employer employee relationship. Moreover, you will be reducing employees grievances and complaints, and employees turnover rate will also go down. Right, employees will feel more satisfied, and thus they will be able to you will be able to enhance their morale, and you will ultimately be able to good employee employer relationship in the organization. Seventh, it serves as a basis for negotiation with the employees union. Right, when you are paying them equitable wage and salary, it becomes a sound basis for them for you to negotiate with the employees, because the employee cannot say that you are doing any kind of partiality in wage and salary payment. Right. Now, significance of job evaluation. Let us understand the significance of job evaluation. Job evaluation leads to the following benefit. Job evaluation yields different benefits, and some of the benefits may be summarized in the slide. Right. First benefit is job evaluation is a valuable technique in the hands of management by which a job is evaluated. It is a valuable technique. It is an important technique on the basis of which the management can evaluate the job. The management can evaluate the relative worth of the job. Right. Internal consistency internal consistency is of great importance, particularly with the maintenance of relevant wages. With the external consistency, which is referred to as desired firm's structure to that of the industry or the region. Right. The second point is that job evaluation helps in maintaining harmonious relationship between the labor and management, and because it eliminates the wage equities in the organization and the industry. Right, it eliminates the inequitability in the wages, and it removes any kind of differences in the wages, and any kind of inequitability in the wage and salary payment, and thus it is able to build good and harmonious relationship in employees and employees, and in employer and employees. Right. Now, third is because of the increasing automation and mechanization, because of increasing automation, mechanization, sophistication, automation industry, it is become important that workers should be paid on the basis of their output, right? Because so much automation and mechanization have been done, so the workers should be paid on the basis of their output. It is very important, right? There are many cases where machine which determines the rate of production, right? So job or evaluation is of much use for fixing the wages, because ultimately the output is machine dependent. It is not on individual, it is not individual dependent, because output is getting generated by the operation of machine, and that machine is fuel operated, power operated, and worker need not to do any kind of mechanical effort for that, right? Fourth is your job evaluation standardization, the process of wage differentials for various jobs. It standardize the determination of wages for different jobs in the organization, right? Uniform standards, similar standards are applied for all jobs in the organization, and there is no change in terms of standards for job evaluation, and job evaluation is done in a systematic way, in a similar way for all the jobs, and there is no discrimination, particularly in this regard. Fifth point is job differences should not be based on skill differences only, right? Job evaluation takes into account different factors like risk in working conditions, also in order to determine the worth of jobs, right? So this point talks about job differences should not be only be based on skill differences, right? Rather, it should take into account different other factors like risk in working conditions in order to determine the worth of the job, right? Jobs cannot be jobs can no longer be differentiated from each other only on the basis of skill requirements, right? So there is no justification for paying wages according to skill or requirements only, right? That is the reason job evaluation consider all relevant factors into account in order to determine the wages other than skills, right? Now, sixth point, job evaluation. Job evaluation provides a is an evaluation of the job and not the evaluation of the job holder, right? So we have already discussed this point. Now next point is job evaluation helps in keeping down the cost of recruitment and selection of workers, right? It helps in retaining and maintaining the workers, and it keeps down the turnover rate, because the workers wages are determined, wages of the workers are determined at in a proper manner, and equitable wage system has been established, and no no kind of inadequacy exists in the wage or and salary administration of your organization. So the turnover rate ultimately will be lower, and when the turnover rate will be lower, the worker will not be leaving your organization and will continue with your organization. And because of that fact, because of this fact, the workers will not be leaving you, and you will be able to maintain uh, a competent workforce, right? Moreover, as we have already seen that job evaluation is based on job analysis, right? So job analysis formulate a base for effective job evaluation, right? Which is of great use when we are going for recruiting new employees, right? Selection has become objective by matching a perfect candidate with the requirements of the job, right? Now, limitations of job evaluations. What are the major limitations of job evaluation? Let us discuss them. Right. There are certain drawbacks or limitations of job analysis also, and these limitations or drawbacks of job evaluation may be listed as under. Number one, there is no standards list of factors to be considered for job evaluation, right? It depends upon job and it depends upon the people who are into the job evaluation, that what factors they will be considering and what not, right? All job factors cannot be measured accurately. It is not possible. Therefore, job analysis is not having scientific precision in it, right? That is the first limitation. Wages, second limitation is that the wages which are determined for a particular job on the basis of job evaluation might not retain workers, right? Because they may get some better option in the industry because of the operation of the law of demand, and when they are getting better option in terms of their wages and salaries, they will be leaving your organization and will be joining other organizations. Third limitation talks about employees have got a strong feel employees have got a strong feeling that merit should be rewarded. Individual merit should be rewarded, right, through merit rating schemes, right? And it merit scheme should be there along with the normal wage rates. And if that kind of merit scheme do not exist, employee will feel dissatisfied and ultimately will try to find out some better option other than the existing option, right? Now, fourth point talks about another limitation, that jobs of equal worth will be equally attractive to the employees, right? But actually it is not true. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir. जी सर.
but एक सेकंड, कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया, प्रेजेंटेशन स्टॉप हो गया, राइट?